glowing screen. Numbers flash like a fever dream. Charts align like scars in space. Fingers twitch, it's a digital race. Trade the dots, connect the line, profits calling, it's my time. Precision moves, shopping clearly, the life on this money machine. Scalping seconds, slicing fast. Ride the wave, don't let it pass. Green and red, they set the tone. Win or lose, I'm in the zone. Trade the dots, connect the line, profits calling, it's my time. Precision moves, shopping clearly, the life on this money machine. I'm feeling proud. Risk and thrill, it's all the same. One more trade to up my game. Pivots turn, I'm locked and sure. Cut the losses, keep it pure. Every trend I see the clues. I'll ride the highs and dodge the blues. Keep it pure. Every trend I see the clues. I'll ride the highs and dodge the blues. Yeah. This money machine. Then this money machine. Yeah. Every tick's a heartbeat loud. High stakes play, I'm feeling money machine. Every tick's a heartbeat loud. High stakes play, I'm feeling proud. Risk and thrill, it's all the same. One more trade to up my game. Screen. Numbers flash like a fever dream. Charts align like scars in space. Fingers twitch, it's a digital race. Trade the dots, connect the line, profits calling, it's my time. Precision moves, shopping clearly, the life on this money machine. Slicing fast. Ride the wave, don't let it pass. Green and red, they set the tone. Win or lose, I'm in the zone. Trade the dots, connect the line, profits calling, it's my time. Precision moves, shopping clearly, the life on this money machine. I'm feeling proud. Risk and thrill, it's all the same. One more trade to up my game. Pivots turn, I'm locked and sure. Cut the losses, keep it pure. Every trend I see the clues. I'll ride the highs and dodge the blues. Keep it pure. Every trend I see the clues. Baby, I'm feeling proud. Baby, I'm feeling proud. Money machine. Every tick's a heartbeat loud. High stakes play, I'm feeling proud. Risk and thrill, it's all the same. One more trade to up my game.
All right, guys, how are you? Actually, you know what? I'm going to change my view here. Let's do it this way. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you guys like the new version of the song. I had a lot of fun with it. I like the female vocals on it. I am enjoying it. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm popping right in with a little bit of a scalp in the NAS. We're gonna continue the scalp journey today because yeah, I'm glad you liked it, Wally. I'm glad you liked it. It was a cool song. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Max. Sorry, I don't know, Nico. I know what you're talking about, but let me just kind of set the scene before you guys ask me questions. So yesterday, you know that $25,000 account that I was very, very close to passing. I just did it in one trade yesterday. So I have two PA accounts now, 11 and 14, and I added a new 50,000 account. So here's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna scalp NASDAQ in the 115 and 116 account. 115 will be to the long side, 116 will be to the short side, and we will scalp gold in 110 to let me make sure I have this right. No, 102 to the 110 account. So gold will be we'll trade gold in the 102 account to the long side and short at the 110 side, right? So we're going to trade NASDAQ in the 250s account. I'm going to trade gold in the 225 accounts. So one account will only take longs. The other one account will only take shorts. All of this on the scalp side. Okay. Paul, after you win the challenge, how to be paid after? That's up to Apex, Paul. That's not that's a question you ask Apex. Okay, they are the ones that pay you out. We're just I just teach you how to trade Apex. I actually had a really great lunch meeting with the Apex guys. A lot of new cool stuff coming that you guys really going to enjoy. So are you a member of my what do you call it, coaching? Because if you're a member of my coaching, and if you guys want my coaching, coaching is tonight. So it's if you want, I'm putting in a link right now. Those of you guys that want to join us for 6 months, you get my full coaching, everything else, and Kathy's signals and all the tools and all of the indicators that you see over here. All of that is part of the package. If you guys want to join us, it's going to be tonight. I'll be sending the link right after the live show for everybody who's part of coaching. And everybody who wants to join, just come in and hit that link. Okay. Okay. So this up scalp not really working very well right now. We'll see it. It's market open. Not a surprise that we're getting a little bit of chop. NASDAQ actually peaked out over here at around 7 o'clock, and we've just been doing nothing but drifting lower for about 60 points. Not a lot, but about 60 points. So what we're going to do today is what we did yesterday, which everybody really enjoyed because it provides us lots and lots of sample trades. We get to trade on both sides of the market. By the way, when I sat down with the Apex guys, they were really impressed with the idea of subdividing by instrument. And these guys, one of the guys is the head of product, and he's a really good trader. And he said, they were really impressed by the idea of subdividing by longs and shorts to really contain your risk and control your rewards in the structure. So it was good to hear that they like that strategy. I do email the link now, Lee. I'll double check if you need to be part of coaching. So you gotta have the wealth package, but I'll double check to see, because everybody should be getting that link if you're part of coaching. I'll double check that. If you're not getting that link, if you are, then you should be getting that link. And if you're not, just email me. Let me double check what's going on with a database. Make sure. This the other thing is, some of you have us on do not reply because you may have thought it was like spam a while back. If you put it on a spam list, you're never going to get the link. Okay, do it again, Lee. Because it's a million different things happen. If you're not getting the result from me, just bother me again. Santiago, good morning. Have not had that in a long time. Just obviously assuming that that I'm careful of what I'm doing. I literally can't remember last time I did that. Good morning, everybody. Who's new in the room? Say hi to me. Say hi to me in the room. We are here. I'm going to start to annotate my trades. Here's our setup. We want green slope and a green momentum dot. Once we get that gives us a entry trade. I was a little bit late on this entry trade, but whatever, it doesn't matter. And we're looking for a small scalp over here. Here's our stop. We'll see how the trade plays out. But the whole idea is we're trying to trade the near-term trend on a scalp basis. And as long as we keep getting that pattern, we keep doing it. And then when that pattern reverses, we go the other way in the other account. What's in the gold trade? Gold trade is, sorry, I missed this. Now this is a problem. So I missed the gold trade because I was talking about this, and that happens. So we're not going to take this. We have to wait because the gold trade was over here. Let me show you. The gold trade was this trade over here. We should have taken it over here. That would have been the trade. I missed it. It happens. I can't. You know what I'm going to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this on my other screen, because it's a good thing about wealth charts. I can have unlimited amount of tabs. So I'll put this on my other screen and just only watch gold out of the corner. This way I can watch both gold and it's a good idea, actually. Thanks for notifying me. I'm going to watch gold from my other screen. This way I'll watch NQ over here. And if next time gold sets up, I will trade it. Okay. So overall trend in NASDAQ. So one other thing is, let's see. I haven't even looked at what the data is today. Let's see what the data is today. All the French manufacturing, flash services. Interesting. European data is a little bit better. That's good to know. I don't know what Lagarde said today. I totally did not pay attention. Unemployment claims were 217. Again, U.S. employment data continues to surprise the upside. This is going to be interesting. We have the flash manufacturing PMI looking for 52.7. Let's take that. Should be interesting at 9:15. And then new home sales. I also heard that these have started to perk back up. So maybe a little bit of positive data. Hopefully, a little bit of positive data help the positive flow in equities. But yeah, okay, gold. Let's go to gold. Let's go buy gold. Oh, all right, I'm late on gold. All right, I'm long gold. Again, now we have the same setup. We're just trading the scalp. We have momentum dot, green thing, extended to the upside. Target is 3363.9. see how that trades out. But that is our, just classic scalp. The 102 is going to be the long account, and the 110 will be the short account. So when there's short trades to be taken, they'll be taken in those. And when there's long trades to be taken, it'll be taken in this one. Meantime, NASDAQ still just floating, doing nothing. Trend slope remains positive, but we're getting two-way price action over here. If this slope goes red, we're going to go short in the other account. So one of the important things that you kind of see is that you're hoping to, if it's a one-way trade, just you would be making money all the way through, all the way through, all the way through. If it's a chop two-way trade, at least one side is going to make some money as it reverses. No, it's between short and long. Great question. Again, let me clarify. It's between short and long. That's all it is. Short and long. It's up to you. If you want to trade trend, if you want to separate trend, counter trend, that's also a good way of doing it. But I'm just keeping it simple, short and long. Because in the grand scheme of things, I think it matters less whether it's trend, counter trend. Because remember, this is a short-term uptrend, right? So here we go. This is starting to get negative, and we're gonna go to the 116 account. God damn it, 116 account, and sell it. Okay, so I'm short. I'm short in the 116 account, targeting 44.75, and I'm long in the other account. And we'll see how this results, because clearly, we're sort of stalled here, right? We're in a kind of a chop environment, and we sort of stalled our position. So let's see, what happens here. There's the 115 account. Okay. Yeah, this is the 115 account, and we're chopping. So ultimately, this is going to resolve itself, right? Ultimately, it's going to resolve itself one way or the other, and hopefully, we pick up a little bit of trend direction. But in the meantime, we have two signals, legitimate signals. We're taking them both until we know which one goes. We keep trading it. Good morning, guys. Who's new in the room? Say hi to me. Who's been just here for a week or so, kind of learning how we do things. Hey, Steve. Good morning. Rob is new. So principal idea here is we subdivided the gold trades and the NASDAQ trades into long and short accounts. We actually have a long trade in gold right now that we're trading over here. It's kind of floating, not doing much. Target is 63.9. That trade is precipitated by green dot, green slope, positive movement. We're trying to see if gold is going to kind of recover itself into a V-shaped move to the upside. The trade in gold that we missed, that was a nice clean trade, would have been right here. We should have taken it. I just didn't have it on my screen. But now that I do, I have it on my second screen. I'll be able to catch all the moves in gold. NASDAQ is just chopping around, and we literally have a trade to the long side, trade to the short side. Neither one of them is doing anything right now. Albert, nice to see you, my friend. Where are you in Italy? Are you in northern Italy or southern Italy? Time is it? Oh, we got 15 minutes before the market opens. Remember, it's a little bit choppy. Maybe we'll get a little direction after the PMI data at 9:45. I'm going to hang with you for a couple of hours because I got nothing else to do. Kay is not bothering me. When Kay is on vacation, I'm super happy because I don't have to do anything. So all I want to do is trade. I'll trade with you guys. We'll play this out. Hey, Mr. Rockies. Yeah, I'm trying to run the live session for 2 hours instead of like one, so that we can get as many trade opportunities as possible. Of course, that's contingent on us actually having trend in either one of these instruments. Right now, we're just super flat, both in NASDAQ and gold. Gold just really doing nothing, right? So we are super flat. And when we're like this is our only sort of salvation when we have this type of structure is we generally going to have two triggers, a short and a long, and we're waiting to see how this develops. If this breaks, we're hoping that there'll be continuity either to the upside or continuity to the downside, and we can take advantage of that continuity. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Until we get that, we're just sitting here dividing our risk. Oh, Verona, very nice. Do you know that my youngest child name is Sienna? And it was intended to be after the Renaissance city. All right, we're starting to press a little bit to the downside. By the way, NAS, after having made all these highs, actually had a big sell-off over here. So I don't know if you could really make a lot out of it today. Price action today is just very non-directional. So we do best we can. I'm looking at gold on the other screen. It's just doing not much, but it continues to hold bid. Generally, like what you want and what's like the optimal trading structure for us is the following. What we love to see is just let me get rid of this. Like, we'd love to see an hour of pure red, an hour of pure green, even a half hour of pure red, pure green. That creates exactly what we want. Just constant winning trades, right? Just boom, winning trades. When we have regime switches where we're switching back and forth, we just have to be very patient and wait for the price to find. Like, you see how this was a clean, what was this, 836 to about 25 minutes of just uninterrupted selling. We could have made money here, ideally you want to try to get 3, let's say sort of the shortcut is, in a perfect world, you want 30 minutes or more of selling or buying, and you can make 3 consecutive winning trades in a thing. So that's, what is that? That's my this is gold. So we got stopped on the long trade. It's fine. We'll wait to see what the next signal is for us on gold. NASDAQ is just doing nothing. It's literally flat both ways. So we don't have any direction. All right. So we'll wait to see what the next signal is. Gold may have just simply also sort of retraced, and we could consolidate here, and then if we resume the green trend, we'll take it again. It's the way it is. If this starts resuming the red trend, we'll go to the other side. No ES, only gold and NASDAQ, because the important part here is focus. Once you go to 3 instruments, you're going to lose your focus. It's about, I know there's nothing going on, but the worst mistake to make is just because you're bored, you don't have any opportunities, you go start looking for new stuff. You can only trade on a scalping basis 2 instrument at most. I personally only trade NASDAQ when I trade myself. I'm only doing gold with you guys because people want like a little bit of a diversification and flavor. And because it's relatively easy with 4 accounts, this is what I'm trying to tell. So go out there, guys. By the way, this is going to disappear pretty soon. So go out there and nail that 80% discount. Get a couple of accounts. Get 4 accounts at minimum, because you need 2 for gold, 2 for NASDAQ. Honestly, you probably need about 8 or 9. But if you want to start with 4, that's the right way to do it. One is just long only, one is short only, one is long only, one is short only. That will keep you in the game so much longer and so much better than you trying to do everything all in one single account. You will separate your risk and you separate your setups, and also separate your emotions too, which is really, really important. And NASDAQ doing nothing, gold doing nothing. We'll hang and wait. I am trading micros in both, 2 in gold, because it depends. I'm $50,000 accounts for NASDAQ. So I'm trading 5 micros for NASDAQ and 2 micros for gold on a 25,000. This is a great question, and I'm going to tell you, this is a really, really good question. I want to kind of tell you my thoughts about this. This is the dumbest question you want to ask yourself. Not, I'm not picking on your truth. It's a common question everybody asks, but the more I think about this is the last question we should be asking ourselves. This is the stupidest question. I'll explain to you why. Not that you didn't ask it. It's a good question, but it's the stupidest way of thinking about how we should be trading. So what we should be doing is just targeting a general, very, very, very small target for daily P&L per account. Let's say I want to make $100 in my account, right? Something that is exceedingly achievable. Let's say there's 4 accounts, and all I want is just one of those accounts to make $100, right? An incredibly, incredibly modest goal, right? Oh, we might have a setup here. Oh no, I'm still. Am I still in the? God. So this is annoying. So I think we're in the 115. Oh, did this? Okay, so I'm on the long side. I'm still carrying this long 63.50 on the 115, right over here. So we're back to break even on the long side. So let's see if this thing can take me to the long side. It's really, really. What's the high on this? Oh, 25. I just missed my target here. Let's see if we can sweep through the 50s. Wow, it's fucking unbelievable. There we go. There we go. Sweep through 50. Come on, we're sweeping. It's got to be on the offer. It's just running. Okay. So there's the NASDAQ trade that gets done. So what was I going to say? Oh, to your account, to your point. Here's the thesis that I'm operating on. Here's the idea that I think we should all be thinking about. Small targets or small goals, minuscule goals, produce massive results, right? Sort of something completely non-intuitive. I will tell you how I got to that point, which I'm sure you guys will find very amusing. Trying to drop a little weight, right? Trying to drop a little weight. And usually, like every person who trades or drops weight, you're like, oh, I need to drop 10 pounds. That's what I want, right? I want to make $1,000 today. That's what I want, right? And that is not how you get it. And I was standing on the scale today, and I said, all I want is to be a pound lower by the end of this weekend. I'm going to no carbs, I'm going to eat primarily keto, half portions, just 1 pound. You think that's possible? I think it's possible. 10 pounds, no. But 1 pound is possible. But then if I get 1 pound, then next week I can get another pound, right? So the same way we can control our weight, portions, we can, by the way, set up over here, guys. Oh shit, bye. I'm late. Sorry, I was late on. I'm talking and I'm late on the focus. So again, what am I doing here? Positive momentum, positive scalp. Let's see if we can get a little bit more movement here on this trade here. I was late. I should have been in here. 73, 77. We'll see. Let's see how we go. Where's the position? So I'm 76 at 80. 76 at 80. We'll see if I can survive this one. It's a big pop on the move here. Oh, I have gold. Let's go to gold. I have gold positive 1 minute on this trade. This is a positive trade on gold. Same account. Second attempt, right? So because we have a second attempt, we can go 3. Let's see if this signal holds. We'll go. Hey, Martin, save any platform, execution, or account questions for coaching. I'm going to address only strategy questions in live because I'm not going to do, coaching in live. So anybody has any questions on whatever it is, save it for tonight. That's what coaching is for. All right, long this 64.2 is my target in gold on this trade. Let's see if gold does anything. Where's my NASDAQ? NASDAQ is 80. I'm at 80 on the offer. Let's see if NASDAQ can move up there. Okay, guys. So live is only for strategy questions. Hi, Enzo. How are you? No, that's not the idea. That's not the normal idea. That's the exception to the rule. What you want to do is just want to keep trading. What you want is buys in a nice long trend. It's just that sometimes you're going to get chop, and when you have buy and a sell in the same segment, you're going to be on both sides of the market. You want this to be the exception, not the rule. The rule is boom, boom, boom. Just buy me, hit me. Okay, that's what you're trying to do. Yeah, news 9:45. You're right. We're just opening up right now on news. I mean, we're opening up on 9:30 in the market. Let's see if it can. We can't even it's really quiet. We can't even run this to the 80s on this. What's the high on this? 79. Yeah. The coaching link will be sent out after live to everybody who's a coaching member. Ooh, going negative. Boom. I'm going to get stopped out on this. This is a typical rug pull thing. I think. I'm not sure. Jesus, really nice volatility. Come on. We're there. Oh, fuck. It's really moving around. There we go. Okay. That pulled me out. I pulled it out of my ass here on the long side in NASDAQ, which is good. And what you see, by the way, here's the interesting thing. So what are you seeing like right now? That NASDAQ stumbling is still, it's generally a pure positive move, right? It's been a strong, like 2-3 winning trades on the positive side. Gold is doing dick all. Gold is just chopping around back and forth. Not really a great trade this time, or in this particular segment. And so we find ourselves just kind of muddling on through on the gold accounts, but making money on the NASDAQ account. And that is what I'm basically trying to tell you. This is such an important point about how you trade prop. It's not about winning in taking all your risk into one account and winning in that one account. It's about distributing your risk across all these other accounts and managing them to the best of your ability so that one or two of them succeeds, right? It's literally that type of approach, right? That's what makes it so intelligent. You sacrifice it's a $30 trade. You're sacrificing $30 if the account doesn't work. And you'd have to be super unlucky and super bad at everything to totally kill this account at the size that I'm trading. I'm trading very small size. At very worst, you have a couple $100 drawdown, $500 drawdown, so on and so forth. But that's not the point. The point is that the one that is growing, that's the one that's going to give you. It looks like the gold trade actually worked. So again, gold trade worked to the upside. Now we're going to start watching. Can we scalp gold to the upside? Can we scalp NASDAQ to the downside? Can we figure out what's going on next? What we're looking for is a beautiful 30 to 40 minute continuity trade. That's what we get. That's where we can make all of our money and pack up and go away, or do this for another couple of hours if we want to. What we're basically surviving the chop and thriving in trend, right? Does that make sense to you guys? That's really what we're doing. The complexity of multiple accounts is just designed for that. Now I have a negative. See this? I have a negative setup in NASDAQ now. Slope is negative, and if I get a red dot, it's going to be a negative trade. So my short account is going to go over here, and I'm going to trade the short side if I can get the short trade. But not happening. It's not giving us a trade because we're not getting the red dot, right? So it's kind of like this was like a classic rug pull, up, down, boom. Let's try to figure out what we do next. A lot of times, when we have news at 9:45, the markets are going to do nothing until they kind of run. Now let's go to gold, and I actually have gold that's going the other way. So gold now the 110 account is the short account. That is a short sell for us. We're going to go into the gold account and sell it, and see if the short trade works for. Oh, sorry, it doesn't work. I don't have a short trade. No red dot yet. No red dot. So it goes away. So we'll have to wait carefully, see how it trades out. Maybe the next candle. Go back to NASDAQ, see what NASDAQ wants to do. No trade in NASDAQ. Nothing much going on here. It's very choppy. So we'll just, we'll ride the chop until it eventually creates a trend for us. Yeah. So does that make sense to you, True? About it's if you focus on losing 1 pound a week, that's the same thing as what I'm trying to do. Tiny goals create massive results, right? Whereas big goals create tremendous failures, right? Because we're always greedy for that number. Here we go. So we have positive NASDAQ back to pot. Well, the 115 is the long count. We're right back in a log signal on NASDAQ. Minute 2 on the clock. Let's see if this holds trend. Yeah, you probably should be waiting for the news. No move. NASDAQ kind of popping down. Gold also choppy on my other screen, not really doing anything. If I have the white dot on the close, I'll trade this. If I don't, I won't trade it. A big, wow, look at this chop, man. NASDAQ really, really kind of volatile on the open here. Buyers, sellers, totally and nothing much going on here. Gotta let this NASDAQ trade resolve, or NASDAQ structure set up. Might get a negative signal on NASDAQ because this thing comes back down through the lows of this candle. That's going to give us a negative signal, momentum signal. But, honestly, it's really, really choppy. Let's see if this is going to start giving us a negative signal here. We have 5 minutes to the market, so just be aware that we're trading in front of news. I'm not really. I'm taking a relatively small bite here because I do not want to be popping around here. "45 seconds left. We're still putzing around. We have flash manufacturing in 7 minutes. Gold looking like a buy signal and NASDAQ looking like a sell signal. I'm going to try and do both trades. If I can flip my no, I want to go gold to the buy side and then NASDAQ to the sell side. Okay. All right, short NASDAQ. We're going to go long gold. Okay. So gold is positive slope, positive momentum. Target is 65.4 on gold. Right here, 65.4 is our target. If we go to NASDAQ, NASDAQ retraces against me, but that is, that's fine. We want to look at the one. So gold, NASDAQ. So both limit orders. See, NASDAQ short just hit, and gold long hit. So both scalps totally worked. Nice clean, nice clean trades. Just continue taking our moves. Now let's stop for 5 minutes. We got news in 5 minutes. No need to. We got both of the trades resolved super well. Let's give it a shot here, and we'll wait till till the news comes out. Sorry, I'm distracted here. Anybody take the NASDAQ short trade or the long gold trade? Both. Okay, good for you. So again, I really want to emphasize to you guys that I don't think you should be doing what I'm doing in live. Personally, I only trade one instrument. And that's all I focus on. I want to focus on one instrument. And let's just, set a super modest goal. I want to make $100 in one of those accounts today. I'm actually obviously going to try and do more. But let's just say a very, very modest goal, but consistent results. That's really what we go for. Yeah. Ali took the gold one. A lot of people traded both. So again, I'm happy you guys did both, but it's my own personal view. If you guys are comfortable, that's great. Maybe you have Yeah, if you have multiple screens, multiple accounts, that's probably fine. I like to trade just one thing. Okay, gold giving me another. Gold is really starting to pop a little bit here. Getting another scalp to the upside. So, but I remember I told you, I said I shouldn't trade in front of news. So I'm gonna hold myself off and not take this. But if this candle closes in this function, that's still an interesting possibility for us. But you see how, like, you have like a little chop and then boom, boom, boom. All the, like, so for example, in gold, really this was an entry that I should have done. This would have I missed this trade because I wasn't watching it. So this was one, right? So I would have done this. Then I went long here with bad execution. I don't think I would have even if I had good execution, I would have been able to survive this. So this was sort of a false move. This was a short move to the other side, and then we resumed the gold. This worked fine, and then we worked fine here. So it all worked really, really well on positive gold trades. Now we're getting 17 seconds. All right, you know what I'm going to do? Why not? Let's have fun. Pre-news. This thing is really, really soaring. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Does it give me a dot? Let's go. What the fuck? We're in the business of having fun and scalping. Target is 69.8. 69.8. And I'll flatten out just in front of the news. It actually goes right through my target. So gold works again. Great. So more continuity, more good-looking trades on gold, and we took all of those things. So you kind of get the idea of what starts to work, and the only way is you're working both accounts, and you see which account is really working. So in this case, the long gold account is working, and NASDAQ is just waiting for the news. Let's wait. Let's see what the news. 2 minutes to the news. So we're not gonna do anything but just watch the news here. No, the strategy is not designed for forex pairs. No. This is a short-term scalping strategy for futures only. For forex, this would have to be traded like on a 1-hour chart. Very different structures and setups. Good job for you, Kevin. Sorry, what's the question? If you move stop and take over a funded account, is there a reason for not getting paid? No. Why? Why would you mean, like, what do you mean if you move stop and TP on a fund? Well, of course, I think you get a lot. I've never heard this idea that you're not allowed to move stops. You're managing stops and targets. I don't think that's an issue. Ask them, but I've never seen that as a rule. Buck 11 on the clock before we get the news. Let's hope the PMI numbers are pretty good. Gold is just popping, man, popping. And you could see us. You could see us just taking advantage of that all the way through, nice and clean. One, we could have had 4. We only had 3, but we should have had 1, 2, 3, 4 trades here to the upside. NASDAQ starting to come back up. Slope is still negative, so not really a trade. Again, NASDAQ is just very, very flat, not giving us any direction. 30 seconds left, so let's watch. Let's see what the news is. I think they have like a 5-second delay. That's why we have to wait a little bit here. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen this before. I'm like wondering, 55 too. That's a good number. Services is good. Let's see what the number is. Let's see if NASDAQ is responding. NASDAQ is responding positively. So but not a positive slope yet. So no trade here. Ooh, that's negative. Manufacturing. Ooh, that's surprising. Manufacturing really dipped. That's an ugly number on the flash PMI. Wow, that's a big surprise to the negative. I wonder why. All right. Okay. Shit. Okay, 115. I missed the trade here. I'm sorry, guys. I was watching the trade. This was kind of a half trade because you see the slope was red. It's only now turning green. So really, if you want to be fully kosher about this, we have to wait till we have a green dot, green slope to really confirm this trade. It still feels like we're in a very choppy environment. Maybe we're going to wait for housing data. Overall, you could just see that the equity market is very flat. And we thrive. We want this thing to be green for the next 50 minutes. If we can get that, then we're going to get 1, 2, 3 winning trades. But we need that market structure to make it viable. In the meantime, speaking of viability, gold continues to pop. Interesting. So we want to be long gold, which is the 102, right? 47 seconds left. We'll give that a shot. "21 seconds left on gold." And we have NASDAQ. NASDAQ, I got to get long. Shit. Sorry, I'm missing the trade here. No, let's give it a shot. Buy. Okay, long NASDAQ. NASDAQ really popped up. Where's my gold? Gold also buy. Both of these are long-term scalps. Sorry, I'm trying to manage a million different things here. So target 401.25 on NASDAQ at the 115. Where's my position? Let's watch. Where's my position? Okay. So I need to be 401.25 on NASDAQ. Gold got done. Gold just continues to ramp, right? Gold just continues to ramp for us. So that trade is working. And NASDAQ is a 401.25 trade. Well, oops, sorry guys, just a second. 1963. I hit the lock screen button. So, did I just screw this up? Guys, sorry, what happened here? Hold on. Wait, which one are you guys seeing here? NQ layout, foresight. Yeah, okay, you're seeing the right one. So it's not like I'm missing trades. You got to understand, I'm only trading the eval accounts with you guys in live. And when I trade for myself, I trade my own funded accounts. And when I'm trading my own funded accounts, I'm basically just trading NASDAQ for myself. So I don't mind. The whole point of live is me showing you the setups, showing you the structure, and trying to manage it the best I can, while trying to also narrate and talk things through. This is a big pop. Yeah, and this is a perfect example of um, where we're probably right on direction, but wrong on execution. That's perfectly okay. It was a massive move. It was like a 670 to, was that 20? Yes, it was like a 20-point candle, right? And this is actually an interesting rule that I definitely follow when I'm trading myself, which is if the candle itself is bigger than my stop, which it is, it's probably not worth taking it. It was a big momentum candle, and it just simply did not quite go to our target, which is fine. On the next positive trade, we'll get larger. It will make this trade happen. In the meantime, everything is just coming down a little bit, so there's no signals. It was really good. It was really good. It's a lot of cool stuff coming down the pike. You guys are gonna really like it. Some very cool stuff. All right, so we have one more piece of news at 10 o'clock. But what I'm really hoping for, as you can see, what I'm really keeping my eye on, where the money is made for us, is if we have like a nice long hour to 2 hour continuity move, right? Right now we're just chopping around, so we're not getting any meaningful, continuity trade moves yet. The only thing that actually is working really well for us is the long gold. The long gold, as I said to you, you can literally see how well that works, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winning trades on a nice long continuity move. We kind of wait a little bit here. Let's see how much how much more we can extend on this. But this was the trade that's really working. NASDAQ is pure chop, so we're kind of distributing our chop. Yeah, that's correctly. That's correct. So we had mixed news, which is why the market is sort of very much in a stall. Manufacturing, shockingly, was really low. Let's see actually what Twitter is saying about manufacturing. I'm really surprised. That was a really shitty print. Yes. So let's see if we have headlines. Oh wow! Did Forex Live change its? Oh, Forex Live must have changed its handle. Huh. Okay. Not much going on over here. Okay, NASDAQ kind of done 3 dots in a row, sort of a disappointing, I guess, reaction off of this, but no slope for us. So the short NASDAQ account, not ready for prime time action just yet. If this thing turns red, we'll have a trade. 4 minutes to the new home sales. Let's see what those numbers are, if that gives a little bit of support to the price action. Yeah, we changed it, Santiago. I made it tighter. They're all suggestive. You can do whatever you want. I made them tighter just because I wanted a higher, a quicker resolution, especially for scalping, where we just want a quick resolution of the trade. I'm gonna in coaching. I'm gonna put all the suggested stops and targets in coaching today. Okay, so come there and you'll see it. 1664. No, I'm using 416, guys. Not like, look, 1664. Those are my targets. Gold is starting to give up this little counter trend rally. Let's see what gold wants to do. Super quiet. Everything just went really, really quiet. It's more like the reason I did that, DV, is just this is really for sort of when we're doing just one single trend switch, right? Switch from one regime to another. You can use the 520 when you're doing like when I'm trying to do multiple trades right over here. I really want to resolve them as much as possible. So I shorten. The whole idea here is if you're right, you're not going to retrace that much, and you're going to hit the target. And just hit the target, hit the target, hit the target, right? You can just pop the target as much as possible, and that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to collect all those, collect all those targets. Gold is turning negative, so we go to our negative account here, and if we get a red dot, that's going to be a short trade on gold. NASDAQ is doing nothing. And pending homes, let's see what pending homes is. $16 seconds left. NASDAQ is turning negative. Looks like, ooh, weak number on net home sales also. Now we might be getting more of a trend direction. So minute 37 seconds. So we want to go to our negative NASDAQ count to 116, and we'll start to see if we can start to generate some sell signals. What we would love to see is a good half hour to an hour of, hardcore selling that could take us to 20, selling or buying, but just some directional moves that could maybe take us to 2280 and give us a chance to capitalize on some of these trades. Hey, Scott, how are you? Nice to see you. This is, we're using the Wealth Charts platform, Charlie, and great platform. One of the things I keep forgetting to say this. If you sign up for my coaching, I'm actually going to buy you 3 prop accounts. So you can start off with 3 Wealth Charts prop accounts when you become part of my coaching. So it's a really, really good deal. Go out there. I see a few people signed up. I'm gonna take care of you guys today. Get you all onboarded. Have this indicator on there. 654321. Do we have a sell? 321. I think we do. We do. We're selling. We're selling this in our sell account. Where's my position here? 16. Where's my position? Where's my position? I'm sure. Well, by the time I got to the position, always the story with me is if the trade is good, it's going to be done by the time I'm muddling around. So the key thing is, here we go. We're in the sell zone. We're getting another possible sell signal here. Let's see if we can bang this one down too, if this one stays as a sell signal. No, guys. Where are you guys getting this idea? In a funded account has no distinct difference from eval in a sense. You want to trade just one instrument in a funded account, they welcome that. I mean, they were like telling me that was a really good idea. I don't know where you guys getting this idea that you have to mix, somehow you're required to it's free capitalism, baby. You get to choose what you want to do. The only thing is you got to follow their rules. You obviously want to you got to keep your drawdowns to 1/3 of the total drawdown. So like a $50,000 account, you can't have more than $700 drawdown, and that doesn't disqualify you. It just means, let's say, if you have $1,000 drawdown, you actually have to make $3,000 in profit before they even consider a payout. That's all. But the rules are very simple, guys. Go look at their rules and see what they are. The easiest thing to do is I've actually asked Claude all the time, what are the rules for Apex? And it will answer those questions for you. Now you can trade whatever you want, okay, once you're funded. All right, where are we now? 6 seconds left. Is this going to be another sell for us? I can't tell. Yes, another sell. Another sell. Target is, I don't even know, 41. Target is 37.25. Let's see if we can hit it a little bit hard. If it retraces, it retraces. Nothing much we can do. I want to adjust this in case you guys are having an issue with this. I want to just adjust this for you. If you're going to go to 0, if you do it to 0 and you apply, it will not disappear off the like the little number will not disappear off the charts here as you go. So like sort of one of the interesting things that I always keep talking about generally, and again, it's always general. It's never absolute, is the 10 to 11 o'clock hour, right? Tends to be sort of a trend hour. By trend hour, it means that, one type of directional move or another type of directional move is sustained. is this going to be this good? We'll see today. You know, today is kind of a very choppy day, but can we, you know, if we can get a sustained move of, we're not getting it. Just fucking thing is just retracing. It's a sustained move of like an hour to two in one direction. That's what makes, and you know, we get stopped on the short. And, yeah, that's fine. That's as I said to you, when we're scalping, you're going to have a lot more stop outs than when you're doing regime changes. Because this was if you're trading just a regime change, this would have been one single trade and we were done. But we're doing lots and lots of trades to kind of, first of all, to get you to see what the setups are and to understand, you know, when these things work. Today, it's not working because we're not getting the 30, 40, 50 minutes of continuous movement. By the way, we are getting a short gold trade here, right? Nice, clean, short gold trade at, where's my short account? In the 110 account? That's fine. That's where I want to be. So the only clean example today we had was the long gold account where it just moved really, really nicely, right? All the other accounts are just basically mildly losing to net break even. Right now, that's the thing, is it's right now. In an hour, if any of these accounts establish a 45-minute to a 60-minute trend, we're going to be, you know, kill it all. And that's the thing you sort of need to understand. It's like Florida weather. Just wait a little bit. It will change and it will go your way. Right now, we know we don't have any directional moves. This is not a trade, obviously, because the slope is still red, so we don't have a long trade, but it's starting to tilt long, so we'll put ourselves into a long account. Charlie, if you want to be part of the team, super easy. Here's the link. Go out there, join. I'm doing coaching tonight. We're going to talk about a lot of these things in very, very strong detail. Waiting? What do you mean? Just waiting for the setup? Is that the issue? Yeah, you have to. You know, you can't if you don't have a setup. If you see me, I'm only taking things when I have a setup, and if I'm right or wrong, it doesn't matter. But I'm not. You know, you see, I'm not pulling a trigger until I have a setup. If you don't, you know, that's the first step of just having a trade approach. Now, another thing that could be happening, which is totally viable, is sometimes we'll get a down move here. Let me annotate this. We'll have a start of a downtrend, a little bit of a retrace, kind of a pause, and then we're going to start to resume selling. If we get that, that'll be great. We'll rejoin the move. But we got to be patient and see what the market really wants to do here. In the meantime, gold is actually just sort of consolidated here, right? Gold is consolidated here. It had a big up move, consolidated. Is it going to go higher? We'll see. We'll wait. If we get a green slope, green thing, we're going to go long gold, which is the 102 account. So, I hear you. I hear you, man. I totally feel you on that. So Rick, I just don't want to. They're definitely a viable strategy, but they're best when you're trading one single instrument, right? Because I'm trading two instruments right now. I don't want to confuse people with sizing and everything else. It's a more advanced conversation for coaching, but absolutely, like when I'm doing, NASDAQ back and forth, I'm absolutely repairing. That is a critical component of this thing. But right now, I sort of just want to show them that even if like three are not doing well, one is, and that's all you need. You just need one account to have done well today to move over to the next day and to the next day to the next day. MNQ, sorry. Oh shit. Sorry. Want to be in the sell account. I'm talking. Again, I'm talking and I'm not paying attention. 16 account, sell. Ah, fuck. I probably missed this trade. I'm sorry, guys. Again, you know, I can trade or I do a million trades, which means I'm going to do a million misses. Good. All right. So that I actually caught that move to the downside. That was we're resuming the shorts, right? Let's focus. Okay. Looks like, are we in the zone here? Is NASDAQ going to be a short trend trade? Let's see. Let's see if this happens. We need a red dot. If it goes, we're going to go short again. This was a clean. I took this was a red dot, red slope. I took that short nice and clean, you know, to the downside. Let's see if we start to develop a nice clean downside trend. Oh, gold. Fuck, I'm late on gold. This is a problem with me just trying to buy shit. Okay. Long gold on a positive trend here, but let's go back to NASDAQ. I want to see if I get a negative scalp on NASDAQ here. Okay. NASDAQ starting to develop negative moves here. I'm actually going to go NQU. Five seconds left here. That was gold to the upside. Did you guys hear that, by the way? Limit order filled. Do you guys hear that in the audio? I don't know if you guys hear it. It's an audible that I have that, you know, tells me the trade is done. I'm watching NASDAQ. I can't take the gold trade. There's probably another gold trade but I'm watching the NASDAQ trade because I got to focus. It's the whole point of just, you know, focusing on one side of the market. No audibles? Okay. All right. So the gold trade got filled. I'll bring it to you in just a minute. I want to watch this trade here. 4, 3, 2, 1 short. See if we can get the limit order entry in here. Great. And that, you know, that was a nice clean limit. We picked it right back up on the short side. I traded a little bit larger size here, as you can see. But just to show you, let's go back to the gold idea. You see how gold is all positive trades, right? Let's do a little bit more. We'll buy more here. Let's see if we can get one more scalp to the upside, right? So, like, what I'm trying to tell you is, we're trading small sizes. You know, trying to be very, very cautious. But you don't necessarily have to do that. You can be super aggressive if you're willing to burn a couple of accounts. If you say, you know what, I am willing to, you know, I want to trade 2 or 3 accounts and take one of those accounts to quick target. If you were trading gold, right? I'm trading gold on like 2 micros, right? But if I was trading gold on 2 minis, on this account, I would have been at funded level. You know, I would have been at, like, you know, 10 times the P&L and fully funded level. And because I think I made like about $200, and, you know, you need to make $1,500 on a funded level. So I would have been like, you know, 10 times that move. And that's sort of, you know, what I'm trying to tell you is that as long as we can get this kind of a continuity move, right, where we have, in this case, we literally have effectively from 9 o'clock, a full hour of just pure clean upside move with very, very little, red retraces. And we're just taking all the upside trades. That's all. These are, you can just see it. It's like a, bullet of wins. It's just, pure bullet of wins. Similarly on the NASDAQ side, this is NQ. So this is only one trade here, but if you're trading the MNQ, this one, you see how the short trades, with the exception of this was a sort of a bump, but the short trades were really, really working. And had I taken a short trade here, it would have also worked too. So the longer that, this stays red, the better we have a chance of making money. So we're going to go here to the short side now. Again, I'm on the short account, 5. And again, the gold makes another winning trade, right? So I think if you see this, let's just count it. I missed this one, and this was a bad entry. So just I sort of, badly. So if we start over here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 continuous wins, right? So really, really, really cool stuff in terms of getting it done. So I hope you guys really like that part of it. In the meantime, let's focus on NASDAQ. Let's see if NASDAQ can give us a continuous negative run. Like right now, just kind of consolidating, but we got, the next red dot move, we're going to go short this thing. That's okay. Funded. You got to be very, very patient with your funded. I'm putting it up right here. Here. Sorry. Gloria, I'm going to put this up here in the link. So the deal is this. This is my coaching special. If you do it, not only do you get everything that's in the coaching special, but I'm actually going to buy you 3 free Wealth Charts accounts, Apex accounts. So you could start yourself up with 3 prop accounts of $50,000, or maybe 4, I think maybe 4 25,000s. Because I'll give you a refund, and you can use that refund to go out there and buy the Apex accounts. Yeah. That's how it goes. Sometimes, some days are good, some days are not so good. That's why, you just got to be very patient. As I said to you, small goals, large results. All right, so this has been a whopping 20 minutes of negative price action, right? 10, 18 to 10, 20. Not exactly the stuff the dreams are made of, right? And it's just been a choppy ass little market. Whereas gold really, really has been beautiful. Just been a pure. We've literally, if you look at gold, this is what it's actually, it's the whole thing about Einstein, time versus distance. Time is distance. The more time we have, the more profit we have. It's much more about time than distance, right? The longer I have a continuous move, the better the scalp trading is for us. That's really what it's all about. I'm going to send the coaching link after we finish up live. About half an hour after we finish up live, I'll be sending it out to you guys. I will look. I will look, Lee. So just, like while we have a little bit of time, we can examine the other approach that that I do that is sort of a slower, steady, less active approach of trading, where what we try and trade is just the regime switches, the switches from red to green on the slope. So in this particular case, if we're doing that, and again, it's, this is news, so it's hard to tell, but let's say we started at like 8 o'clock. Would be long here. This would be the regime switch here. For long 57s, and I think it. What is this? 57 was the low here. 46. It would have made target here. It would have made target over here. So one resolve winner. Then the next thing would have been short here, which would have clearly worked because that worked. So 1, 2 on the win side. This would have had to we would have had to kind of not trade because it was news, and then we would be here 3. There'd just be 3. So 1, 2, 3 trades, and that's it. And now we'll be waiting to see if there's a 4th trade the other way. That is a very, very steady approach to trading, and it's probably the best approach to trading, but it's obviously much less active. So I don't do it with you guys now because everybody wants to see lots and lots of trade setups. But if we just did that, there'd be like 3 trades, none of them losers, because we'd just be doing regime switches, and we'd be really, really controlled in our approach. It's a really, really good approach to do if you're sort of doing it, for yourself. Similarly, even if we're looking at gold over here in terms of regime switch, the problem with gold is that we would have just had 1 trade here, and that would have been it. Then, we wouldn't have had any other. Well, no, 1 trade here, regime switch here, that would have worked. And then, no, I take it back. 1 trade here, regime switch here, and a regime switch here, and actually regime switch here. So it's not like you wouldn't have had any opportunity, but you would have had 3 trades here versus having like 6 trades. So the scalping approach just simply produces a lot more positive trades. But in the grander scheme of things, it's much more accurate without really having you're not really giving up too many opportunities. It's just not as interesting to trade that with you guys live because it's only 2 or 3 trades in a couple of hours versus like we just did 10, 15 trades here. And the reason why I want to do as many trades as possible is not to give you the best possible trades, but to show you the setup over and over and over again. My job in live is to introduce you to the whole idea of trading momentum in trend. And if you like that, then when we go to coaching, we can make that that approach much more suitable to what you need to do. Okay. Yeah, gold has been really, really good this morning. So one of the things that I like to keep an eye on, this is kind of interesting, is this is the truth line. I call it the truth line, right? As long as the slope is red, what we're seeing right now is that NASDAQ still has a lot of negative pressure on it, right? So now maybe we're finally sort of seeing that, that negative pressure get sustained. But, if this was red for like another couple of minutes, I would have had a lot of confidence that they could probably send it down to 25.50. But now, we're just clearly stopping and chopping. No, it's not a legitimate trade in NQ. Sorry, why would that be a legitimate trade in NQ? Which trade are you talking about? There's no trades here. Oh, you're right. Oh, God, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. No. Santiago, I'm blanking out. You know why? You know why I'm blanking out? I got confused by the green candle. This actually was a pretty legitimate trade in NQ, but and this is actually a good point. It's legitimate, but not that great. What you really want is you want red, 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 green, green, green. when you have any kind of discrepancy, as you see right now, basically we have a long, which one is my long? The 115? The 115. We have a long NASDAQ setting up, and I want to go buy this right now. We have a long NASDAQ setting up. Slope is green, dot is green, candle is green, we go long, right? So sort of like that's the answer to your question is it was quasi-legitimate, but not all the way. You want to see red, 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 green, green, green. If you don't have those, it's probably not a great setup. Anyways, target is 39.75 in NASDAQ. Let's see if that that does the trick. We're at 115, position 135. We're looking to 39.75. Let's see if we can move that over there to the long side. Because the candle itself was green. It's an aberration, right? It's like it's a weird situation. We rarely get a red dot, green candle, green slip, right? What we want these three things. We want the candle to be red, or like let me just sort of we want the candle to be red, the slope to be red, the dot to be red, right? That's what we want. We want all these three things to the downside. Conversely, we want the dot to be green, the candle to be green, the slope to be green, all green things, to the upside. Like right now, we have green dot, green candle, green slope, right? We're trying to trade that whole idea. I'm not doing MES because, again, I shouldn't even doing be two of them. I'm not trade. If you want to trade well, you trade one thing only. Okay. If you want to just be all over the place and fuck up like I do 1,000 times, then you trade. Like the easiest way to lose money and lose focus is to trade multiple instruments. Okay. That's just the fact of life. I'm already compromising with you guys by trading 2 instruments. I'm not going to compromise by trading 3. Almost target on this. This was very, very close. Almost target came to 475. We came to like really annoying. It's been the story of my life today. High 40. How did this? It came 40 but didn't get done because it ran up but just didn't go through the trade. There was no. There was it was 40 on the offer, but there was no one traded the 39.75 trade, so no one lifted it. Exactly, right, Rick? Exactly. Or, you obviously can trade multiple instruments in multiple accounts, which is what I suggest. But what I would do is like you could trade gold in Asia, just trade gold, trade NASDAQ in, or just simply look around and say, hey, what's moving? Like, you could, the thing to do is, gold is really, really, moving. Maybe that's all I'm going to focus on. Like right now, it's definitely giving me a signal here. Speaking of gold, I want to go long gold here if I get a green dot here, because that's a nice clean trade for us if it stays. If it stays. We'll see. Make minute 43. Maybe this will be like I'm gonna, I have like about 10 more minutes with you guys, then I got to run because I have a meeting at 11. Tomorrow, we're going to, I think, trade for community only. All right. So I'm going to post the link in community. It's going to be private link. And you guys come, hang out with me there. So if you want to join the community, here's your link. and I'll post it in the community link. It'll be a private link. We're not going to trade publicly, just to just to have a little bit of a. I promised, Friday should be a kind of a private trading day, so we'll do it that way. So the NASDAQ got done. NASDAQ finally got done on that trade on the positive. Let's go look at gold and see if it gives us a trade. And tomorrow, tomorrow, by the way, in private, we're going to trade just regime switches, just a nice, calm, less active trade. Friday is generally going to be like kind of a trade. So I'm just waiting one last signal for gold here. 18 seconds left. You see how my gold account is, really ran up nicely today. All right, we're going to buy this. What happened here? Buy. Okay. So again, limit is 33.80. 33.80 on the limit in gold. What's NASDAQ doing? NASDAQ is a buy, another buy, long buy here, because that was a positive dot, positive candle, positive slope. So that would be a 46 target in NASDAQ. See if NASDAQ really kind of wants to run, or it's just NASDAQ is just gonna churn me again. We'll see. It's nature of the beast today. What you really want in a really, really great world, like our perfect setup is when it goes like this for half an hour and like this for half an hour. Then we make money to the downside and make money to the upside. What we hate and what's frustrating for us is when it just does this, because we don't have enough extension to the downside or to the upside to really, really bank those profits, and we're just simply getting chopped. So we're like, usually one side makes money, the other side stops out, and we're just basically just treading water, which is kind of like what's happening with NAS over here, for the most part. So we'll see. We'll see what it wants to do here. And the gold trade is moving my way. I'm just going to flatten it out here, take myself out, because gold has been just a really, really great trade. I want to preserve that account nicely. And, we'll see what NASDAQ wants to do as far as that. It just, again, today was a great example of really, really shitty price action in NASDAQ, good price action in gold. And gold really gave us the one profit that we wanted, and everything else was basically flat. And that's how it works. The end result here is, where are you? You're not blown. You don't have any blown accounts. You have one winning account and 3 accounts that treaded water. That's a scenario you want to have every day, any day, right? Versus just having all accounts blown because you didn't have a plan. Yeah, the problem is sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, right? That's the thing. Trading the retrace, a lot of times, sometimes it helps, and I like that, but it's a different idea. It's not something that we have written into the indicator as a trade. And I'm trying to use the indicator as my sole guide to to my structure. So what's my target? 46. I'm at 42. I'm looking for 46 on this thing. Why is this not moving? Oh, because I don't have it. And I think that kind of, again, I want to just sort of emphasize for you is the thing that's really, really cool about when you're watching this price action on a small scale is you begin to understand that time is the true indicator of direction, right? The longer we stay green, the likelier that is that we have a trend, right? Same with gold. Look at gold. Okay, so that, and again, final, trade. See how time confirms to us that, like I said to you, if this thing is green for half an hour, there's no way we can lose money. There's no way we can lose money because it's all just going to sweep us higher. Just like with gold, there's no way we could lose money. It just takes us higher and higher. This has been a positive trend for 40 minutes. And before that, for another 50 minutes. So altogether, it's been a positive trend for 2 hours. And all we needed to do was buy the green, buy the dot, buy the slope. And every single trade was a winning trade. That's really what I wanted to kind of show you as the proof of the product, of the setup. And then how you use the setup, there's a million different ways. That's where coaching comes in. That's where we can use a whole bunch of different approaches, everything else. It's just, my job in live is to show you in a live market environment how when these conditions meet, this setup is, okay, wait for it. Yes, this setup is gold, right? It's gold, right? I'm just kidding. Anyways, so I hope you guys found that interesting for those of you guys who are new. Because that's really what it's all about. It's learning the setup, and then once you learn the setup, it's like learning a stroke. Once you learn how to hit the tennis stroke, that's when you go on to win Wimbledon. That's all it is. That's all it takes. I'll make you a sinner. I'll make everybody into a sinner just yet. By the way, like, I am just astounded by him. I really am. He's a geeky, non-athletic guy who weighs, less than my 12-year-old daughter. But what unbelievable wrist action on that guy. The shots that he makes with his wrist is just beyond belief. Thank you. Thanks, Kevin. Have a great time. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I'll be in coaching tonight. So again, I'm going to put the coaching link today. And then right now, as a matter of fact, I have time right now. So I'm going to make the coaching link for everybody, and I'll be sending it out to everybody on the coaching list. So go out there, join the list, and I will be sending it out to you. Okay. Thank you again, everybody. Fun day. A really good example of when you have a strong trend, all the trades work in your favor. So thanks again, guys. I'll see you on Monday. For everybody else and for the community, I'll see you guys in private session tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye.